Hey everybody, in this video, we're going to talk about Revit schedules for takeoffs. Basically, how you can use a Revit model to start to estimate your project. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to dive right in. So this doesn't have anything, so we'll go ahead and lay out just some elements basically throughout the project so that we have something to start taking off. So once we do this, right, and this would be like for instance for a design build project, right? We'd have basically a Revit model we can go with, and then we would start to put things in it. And I'm trying to, there we go. We'd start to put all these Revit families within the model so that we can, again, start to do takeoffs, all that kind of good stuff. So we'll start with lights, receptacles, 2 per wall is what we'll start with. And corridors, we'll do 1, right? We'll start to lay this thing out. So 1 6 inches, 1 6 inches from the door. Simple little things like this. GFCI, office, sprinkler, open office, that's good. 6 inches, 6 inches, GFCI. Again, little things like this. This would be like a design build project. This is a 40,000 square foot building. So we'll go ahead and lay all this stuff out. Dimmers as a default, select all, and then start to, this will just be a single pole in here. This will be an aux sensor in here. Nothing, or that's a standard in those. Office, prep, dish, sprinkler, single pole, aux sensor, aux sensor, aux sensor. Then these are ceiling mounted aux sensors. So we'll go ahead and put these in all the rooms that we need them in. So we'll select everything for sure in the corridors and not in storage, electrical rooms, men's rooms, prep dish, sprinkler, stairs, toilet. We'll leave it in the vestibule there. Here, we'll just put this smoke detector in the storage rooms, electrical room. There's no mechanical room in this project, so we'll just leave it in here. Put 2 electrical panels in the project. And again, this is just setting everything up, right? Like this is but again, this gets to, we're going to put all this stuff in so that we can have basically a full project. And let's just run all this. So we're going to run all this stuff, place all this equipment. And again, this is all in pretty much real time. You can see everything, or it is real time. You can see everything in this video on what we're doing, what we're placing, all that kind of good stuff as we run through it. And then you'll see everything get placed here within the project. And I won't set up sheets or anything like that because we don't need it, right? We're just doing takeoffs. So from here, what we'll end up doing is creating schedules for each of these element types. And then we'll be able to export those schedules into a tab delimited text file, which we can then import to Excel, which then we can apply our labor rates, pricing rates, all that kind of good stuff for each device to then put, costing data around for all these elements in the project. So when we start to look at especially design build projects, this means that we're going to have a combined ability to design, price almost simultaneously. And then anytime anything gets updated, we'll again export everything out of Revit or update those values in the Excel sheet, copy out the one column, put in the new one, and then we'll be able to effectively showcase and update our pricing accordingly, for like standard items, right? Lighting, you're still going to need to get your lighting rep involved. And with that, with Kowabunga Studios, we've got a really good way to help you through that path on the lighting side as well. We can help with procurement, all that kind of good stuff for you guys. on lighting controls, all that kind of good stuff. So, but for a standard project, right, you're looking to, again, just get counts, takeoffs, all that. And even for traditional design bid build, it's asking for the Revit models of the design team. There's going to be some pieces in that where you want to make sure that the model you're getting has everything. You know, you're going to have some checks and whatnot in there because people don't model everything. But when you work with somebody that does model everything, you can pretty accurately rely on those counts that come from the model, especially on a design build team where everybody's, I guess, so to say, responsible for everything, right? Engineers, contractors working together to make sure that counts and everything like that are right. But again, for pricing standpoint, like you're doing everything very quickly and simultaneously within the project. So it allows you to, like, let me pin this. It allows you to basically get all that takeoff data, before everybody else. So let me rip all this stuff out of the, I know these aren't going to be there. These aren't going to be there. We'll rip everything out of the hallway. I'm seeing like 4 floors at once, so I can do this, which makes some of this pretty nice. So we'll take all these guys out and know that we've got to do some other things in there. Let's go and view the floor plans really quick. Again, we just want to make sure that we're like good overviews of stuff, right? We're not really wrecking through everything. See, yeah, like the base ranges of this are all jacked up. Roof, same thing here in the second floor. I want to make sure that we're on the right floors. Top, look down. Electrical plant, view ranges. All right, here we go. Even though we're getting stuff through all the floors. So if we were able to create these properly, all right, I'm going to have to create views and drawings. So we'll create a power plan real quick and a lighting plan really quick. Power plan, this is going to be electrical plan. This will be electrical ceiling, floor plan, ceiling plan, E2, E3. Those 0.5, 0.1. Yeah, it's going to create them anyway. So we'll go ahead and create views and sheets because we're seeing everything through the entire project and we don't want that to happen. So we'll let this run for a minute here and create all of these views. Again, we'll make sure that the model looks good, right? We don't want to put bad data into it. And then we'll go into what this looks like for schedules and showing you really what's possible on that side of things. So let me take a drink here. Been talking. So in doing this, again, we're creating all these view sheets so that we're just seeing the right stuff. If I cut a section through here, everything is in the right place, on the right floors. We just want to make sure that we're seeing that accordingly in our views. So if we look at lighting, right, all this is in pretty good shape, at least to give us counts. There's maybe one. This will be good for that. This will be good in here. Okay. Second floor. And we're going to be pretty good in here. It's good. And if we move these guys up a little bit, good there, good there. Good there. All right. Move all these over a little bit since this room is a little off. There we go. Need two more guys in here. All right. It should be we're in good shape. Again, a lot of this is just making sure our layouts are good, that our counts are going to be pretty close to what we need. All right. All right, so we can do now, let's go to schedule quantities, and we're just gonna check our electrical, go to light fixtures, and then we'll do count. So we could add cost data into the Revit families as well. And then we can do type. I mean, this would be like in your typical Revit schedule, right? Like we can do all this kind of stuff, model mounting, manufacturer, all this other information, right? We can add in to the schedule. You can add images, all that kind of stuff. The thing that I like to do is in our sorting and grouping, we don't want to itemize stuff, but we can go like this. Oops, sorting, grouping, filter. Uh, yeah, to do that. So we'll go back to not sorting, grouping, sort by type. Right, so everything in the model is FTF2. We have 734 of them. So there's that piece, right? So we can go to file. And actually, let's just put some other types on this. Basically, let me select one in every room here for emergency. Obviously, you'd have more than this, but we could just show that we've got two types, right? So there we go. And then again, we'll file, export, reports, schedule. So we'll export this. We'll just put it on my desktop, light fixture schedule. So field delimiter, we can comma. You do tab delimited text file, right? Easy enough. Okay. So now we can open Excel. And with this, we'll go ahead and open, browse. We'll go to desktop, this PC. Oops. Let's go to my desktop then. So in this light fixture schedule, it'll open, should open with Excel. There we go. So now everything is tab delimited text, right? Here's all the exports from it, grand totals, all that kind of good stuff. So So everything should come over from this schedule. Try this again. There we go. So helps if I do it as a CSV, not tab delimited. So there's CSV. So there's all the exports. Then again, if you wanted to add a cost column, so there's a cost total, right? Then you're just in Excel. So let's just say that each of these light fixtures with so let's just say the cost of the fixture is like 200. Let's just say that to 25 with the battery packs. I don't know what the actual cost is, but let's just say. So then we have what we'll have here is fixture costs, right? 200 times that equals that times that. So this will be a dollar figure. And then for, let's say labor, right? Let's say that the rate to put in a fixture is, say 2 hours at $75. So 150, same here, 150. So then we have a labor total. This is hard cost, labor total, and then we can add in another total total cost, right? Labor total, labor, and let's just say that this is what it takes to install a fixture. So equals that times this equals this times this equals that plus that equals that plus that, right? Equals sum of this. And again, this would be for like the full fixture, right? So then there's effectively a bid number that you could put on it. And if you want to add, let's say you have a margin, right, of 1.2, you want to add 20% basically. So equals this times this. So there's your bid price for lighting, right? Then we go back through, we go back to Revit. So again, tab to eliminate text files. Let's make sure we do that. So tab to eliminate text files. So we've got to go to view schedules, schedule quantities. And now let's pick so I don't have communication devices or data devices in here, but we do have electrical fixtures. So we'll do electrical fixture schedules. Again, we'll do a count, cost, description, type. We type mark, and then we'll filter. I think there's only going to be two types, so we'll not itemize, and we will grand total it. Sorting, grouping, sort by type. Make sure that that's checked, right? So there's standard versus GFCI. The mark doesn't have anything on it. So there we go. And then again, any other, like if you want to have voltage, if you want to have phase creation, if you want to have mounting height, like if there's anything else that you want to put in here, again, all this data exists within the model. So if you wanted to put it in there, you could, right? We don't have anything in here. So we'll leave the cost in there. We'll remove description. Actually, so what we'll do, I'll show you how to add these back into your model if you chose to. So we'll go to description, we'll leave that there. But we'll go to a power plan. So in this, here's our one receptacle. So we hit edit type, then we go to our, basically we can edit any of this stuff, right? So switch voltage is what I'm looking for, not the actual voltage. And then here's description, right? Receptacle. Okay. And then we can see in this, it'll update to receptacle. So pretty easy. And then again, file, export, reports, schedule, right? Electrical fixture schedule, CSV, comma, as the field delimiter. And then again, we could come over here, electrical fixture schedule. same thing, right? And again, apply cost, total cost, and let's just say that outlet's $20, takes, let's just say, an hour to do total install. So we're looking at, whatever, 125 per outlet to put in. So, and that's with labor and equipment cost, right? And then whatever your markup needs to be. So we can say equals sum of these guys, right? You can see how this, equals that times 1.2. So bid, right? And then you can start to add all of these in, right, for each piece. So you're not having sit and count. And then effectively, by a couple hours of going through and doing this, you'd be able to have all this information. And the beauty is kind of like you saw in the light fixtures where we changed the types and all that kind of stuff. This would update with it. So if you had cable tray, conduit, electrical circuits, electrical equipment, right? We can create one of these. So you knew, all the loading, all that type of information, right? Like you can get everything you want out of it. We can do just like panel names, right? Like we can just have this. Sort by panel name. We can itemize it, for instance, right? There's no names in any of this yet, but if we went through and, I said, we created some names here, RP1, RP2, same thing, right? We're going to start to see these appear on the schedule. So as you have everything in here, you can do that. And then in the schedule, right, we can always go through and edit more fields. So we can say, busing, we can do count, we can do cost, description, we can do, you can do equipment demand, you can do the family type, you could do a feed, you could do ground bus, right? Like you can get as detailed as you want within any of this, right? What level are they on? Mains type, manufacturer, MCB rating. All that can be in here, right? There's all these pieces. So we can see, hey, it's a 208 family, right? All that kind of good stuff. We can add voltage if we want. Let's look it up. Voltage, right? None of these are powered yet, so it's going to be 0. But if we go through and, I select all of these in the entire project, we can look in the distribution schedule. So instead of voltage, let's go to distribution. So it's not going to default connected, default demand factor, right? There's all these items that you can use to put on it. Is it a phase created, right? New, existing phase? You can make a schedule for all of this, right? Like it becomes a very simple thing to do, right? New construction, new existing, you have the ability to do all this, right? MCB rating, mains rating, and see everything from it. Again, export all of these. Let's create a couple more schedules. So more schedules that we can create. Again, let's just do cable trays. And let's do, again, cost count. Let's count column 1, family type. I know there's none in here right now. Manufacturer, top elevation, type, size, width, length, cost. Put this back up top. So again, there's nothing in here, but let's draw some cable trays. So we go to systems, cable tray. 12 by 4-inch tray. Let's say that we go in here. Oops, don't need help. 12 by 4-inch tray. It's at 9 feet above finished floor. Let's say that we've got another one that'll go the length of here, length of this corridor, right? Let's say that this tray, let's put it over here. It's not gonna like that. Oh yeah, because we've got this guy. Come on. Let's cancel. Yep. So let's say that we just extend this guy so we can move this in. So let's say that this tray is, instead of 12, let's say it's 24. Right, so that we get different tray sizes, all that kind of good stuff. And if we bring this guy down, I don't know why we can't select that T, but that's all right. Let's keep that as a 24-inch tray. So now if we go back over to our cable tray schedule, right? Now we have all this information, right? 9'2", 10, 12 length, right? Length, width. Then we can start to do takeoffs with it, right? So we know the length. We can do a cost per foot, all that kind of stuff in here. We've got the types, right? We have what it is, 12 by 24. There's got to be a better description here of some of these. We can do bottom elevation. We can do descriptions. We can do height. We can do, again, phase created, whether it's new or existing. 4-inch tray, right? We can move this up in the list. So we have length, width, and height. All that kind of good stuff. Description, phase of construction. We have all that, right? And then if we need an assembly name and description, bend radius, all that kind of good stuff in here. So everything's in here that we would need for it. And again, you can just keep creating and adding anything that you would want to these, within your project, right? You have the ability to add, remove, change, delete any of this stuff, pull it out, put a cost to it, do a count. This is kind of itemizing each instance, which in cable tray, that's probably a good thing. But again, we can create a schedule for just about everything. So even like if we do like lighting devices, so this would be all of our, again, we'll do cost, count, description, family type. If we wanted switches IDs. And again, for this, we probably don't need to itemize every instance. We'll do some grand totals. And again, you can always export it out, right? So simple things like this, right? Make takeoff super easy. And once these are all built for your project, right, now it becomes, again, like if we deleted every single pole switch in the model. So let's go to a lighting plan. Let's make sure that our view template is set to 4 feet so we can see the doors. So now if we went and deleted every single pole switch, right, it's not going to show up anymore. If I undid that, we're going to have them again. So real-time data that you can pull and then update your spreadsheets accordingly, and pricing gets updated kind of automatically. So big benefit, especially on design build projects. you know, this is a column that we would never show on a design bid build because we don't want to be responsible for that count. But for other projects and especially design build, you know, you want to be able to show that count. So that's why we do it here. Hopefully this has been super helpful for you guys in understanding like the capabilities of Revit, and then especially combining this in design build criteria. You know, I showed this for electrical, you know, that's my background and what we do. But for other disciplines, you know, for ducts, for architecture, for every discipline, you can pull out all that information from Revit to then start to schedule. Super powerful. And I hope that helps you guys understand more of the capabilities of Revit. You know, this is how we help contractors in pricing and really be a big value add partner to our contractor friends. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time.